Hey guys, today I want to talk about eight essential things I think you should bring with you on vacation. Number one, cash. I know a lot of people hate cash. I personally do. I live in New York. I never need cash. Everyone accepts a credit card. But when you travel and you go to a different area, you just never know. Some people actually still don't accept credit cards. Like I came to Philadelphia recently. I found this surface parking lot where I parked my car in a really tight spot. It took me some time to park it. I got all my bags out, went to the kiosk to make a payment, and they tell me they don't accept credit cards. It's cash only. And I didn't have any cash with me. So the guy says, no worries, just go across the street to the ATM machine and get some cash out. And I didn't have a debit card with me either. So I had to go back to my car, move it to a private garage that accepted credit cards, ended up paying more money, and actually got a ticket in between. So you just never know. Even if you don't want to bring cash with you, at least bring a debit card so that you can get cash if you need to, provided there is an ATM machine somewhere. So number two, this is my personal trick. A lot of people will find it weird. I bring prepared food with me when I go on road trips. Obviously, if you're flying, you can't do that. But if I'm going on a road trip and I can just throw it in my car, I usually bring food with me, and it saves a lot of money because going out to a restaurant 3 times a day actually really adds up. And what I do is I'll just prepare a pot of soup, freeze it, and then throw it in a bag. And I'll bring some breakfast items with me, some snacks, and then I just put it in the refrigerator and heat it up when I need to. This way, I don't have to eat out 3 times a day. And for that reason also, I rent an Airbnb usually, and I get a whole place that has a kitchen instead of getting a hotel room that only has a refrigerator. And in terms of money, it usually costs the same because if you think about it, hotels need to pay a lot of money to their employees to maintain the place. And if you compare, the cost of renting an apartment is usually very similar to the cost of the hotel, but you'll end up saving a lot of money by not going out to eat 3 times a day. Number 3, I like to bring a laptop with me. I found it super useful. This is a very light and small laptop that I can just throw in my backpack because a lot of places either don't have good choice of channels on TV, or when I went to Boston for New Year's Eve, TV wasn't even working, so I couldn't watch anything. And I'm usually not the type of person who watches TV a lot, but if you go on vacation, there is nothing else to do. In the end of the day, you come to your room and it's empty, right? So it's just nice to be able to watch a movie or to work on a project or something. Number 4, I like to bring a couple of books with me for the same reason. If I'm bored, I can just sit down and read a book. Or if you're walking outside and you're tired of walking, you can just sit down and, just read a little bit. I like to read. And I usually get my books out in the library. They are free. But you can also go to a local Barnes & Noble. I always go to a local Barnes & Noble anyways to just check it out. And you can buy some books there. It's just really nice to have. Number 5, this can make or break your trip. Comfortable shoes. It seems like an obvious thing, but if you have uncomfortable shoes and you took them just because they look nice, and you're walking around and you can't walk as much anymore as you would like to just because your feet hurt, that really sucks. So I usually pick the most comfortable shoes and I put them on, and those are the only shoes I bring. I never pack shoes because that just takes so much room in your suitcase, and also they're heavy. And in the past, I would bring 10 pairs of shoes with me, and then I ended up wearing just 1 or 2 pairs anyway. So now I just bring the only shoes that are on my feet. And the same goes for jeans, pants. Like, do you really need a pair of pants for every day? I personally can wear the same pants for a week, Like, I will just bring some shirts with me, but I only bring 1 pair of pants. Thing number 6 is a comfortable, large backpack with the padded straps, something that's really comfortable and that can fit enough stuff. So you can put a bottle of water in it, a sandwich, a book maybe. I recently brought this tiny little backpack with me because it's so cute, and I thought I didn't want to carry around a heavy big backpack with me all day. And then ended up leaving some things at home because they wouldn't fit in it. it was a choice between a bottle of water or a book. So you don't want to be faced with that type of choice. Better to just bring a big backpack and not necessarily fill it to the top. Number 7 on my list is a journal. I love journaling, and I think this is really good to have with you because let's say you go to a restaurant that you just love and you want to write it down. You know, you want to remember for the next time where to go. Or maybe you felt like you brought a lot of things that you didn't need. You can write that down too. You can write ideas down, places. It's just really cool to have a journal and to write down things from your trip that you want to remember. And the last thing is kind of weird. It's also just for the road trips. Obviously, I wouldn't drag a pillow on a plane, but a pillow. Just because hotels have such uncomfortable pillows most of the time, and it can really ruin your sleep. You know, if you're not gonna sleep well for a whole week, your trip will not be as enjoyable. You won't have as much energy. Sleep is so important. And also having a pillow from home just makes you homey, makes you feel homey. Yeah, this is not really a minimalist thing. I'm a minimalist, but pillow is just super important. If I'm driving and it's not a big deal, I can just throw it in my trunk, you know, then I usually bring a pillow with me. So that's all. Those are all my really essential tips. I hope this video was helpful. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.